Hello, hello. Hello, McFly. Am I live? I do believe I'm live. Let me check out this. Okay. No. YouTube.com. Should have had this up before. EEV blog 2. It'll probably take some time. I'm going to have... Oh, no. There it is. There it is. I'm good. There we go. I'm live. There we go. Okay. 22 watching now. Hello, 22 peoples. Oh, there's something seriously wrong with my browser. Oh. Not good. Not good. Give me a second. Got to pop out the chats. Ta-da! We've popped out the chats. We're good to go. Top chat, we want live chat. All messages. Hello, people. Oh, I like my globe there. Like having something to look at. There we go. I assume everyone can hear me, otherwise people would be complaining. Hang on a sec. Hi Josh, hi Big Daddy. Everyone's here. You can hear me. Good morning, Dork. Dork. Nerds. What was that? What's ST? Pandemic. I was going to call this the Pandemic Podcast. There we go. I like being able to pop up people's photos. It's kind of good. If bloody thing stops scrolling. Oh, look at that. Looks like Walford Brimley. Is that his name? From, God, is he still around? Stocked up on batterizers, as you say. Epstein didn't kill himself. Of course he didn't. Who the hell believes that? Poland. It's 4:20. Yeah, this is a not a good worldwide time slot. This one. So anyway, I was just bored, you know. It's all right. I've got toilet paper. I'm good. I didn't have to go fight for it. It's hilarious. Oh, I love the toilet paper thing. All the toilet paper memes, they're fantastic. Yep, who just said it's a pandemic? Yeah, they did. And so I've, if you don't know, I've started a thread on the EV blog forum. I started it like over a week ago now about preparing for having to work from home, because it's inevitable that probably most of my audience probably will have to in some way, shape or form. And how it changes things, because if you haven't got kids, they're shutting schools like in lots of countries, and it's only a matter of time. I was saying this weeks ago, it's probably only a matter of time before they shut down Sagan and Huxley's school here. So, you know, we have to be prepared for the fact that we've got to take care of them for several weeks to a month. So yeah, it's a real big deal for those who aren't prepared for that sort of thing. You damn well should be, because it's and the number of people who told me that their companies told them to work from home. It's just absolutely inevitable that's going to happen. Companies are going to cover their ass. And politicians are going to cover their ass, as they always do. Companies are going to cover their ass. School principals are going to cover their ass. And just an hour ago, I got a notice from the school that an event that was on tomorrow night that Sagan was looking forward to, that's just been cancelled. Because, we got an email from the principal this morning. Because the WHO, the World Health Organization, came out with the announcement that's a pandemic, like a month after they should have, a month after it was obvious to like anyone else with half a brain cell. Anyway, they come out and declared the pandemic, and that means that actually officially makes it like another stage for like schools. They already had like a plan in place where, we're at stage 1 now. If WHO declares it's a pandemic, we audit that, or that's the automatic trigger to go to stage 2. And then the stage 3 is like shut down the whole school and stuff like that. And businesses are the same, government departments will be the same. They'll all have these plans. It'll all come from the WHO, not the band. And are they getting any mileage out of this? Are they still around, the WHO? Still going? Yeah, I think they are. I see a document. Yeah, I saw a document. Oh, no. I'm confused them with ZZ Top. How could I possibly confuse the WHO with ZZ Top? I saw a documentary. I saw a ZZ Top documentary the other day. That was quite good. Just bought extra toilet paper because everyone else did. Love it. We were moved to home offices earlier this week. Yeah. Keetal. Sorry if I'm almost certainly butchering that pronunciation. There you go. Isn't he a handsome devil? And all Japanese schools are closed. Yeah. It's like Apple is now allowing and encouraging people to work from home. Yeah. It's just a matter of if it already hasn't snowballed in your country, your state, your region, your region or whatever, it's going to. Very shortly. So, yeah. I work for one of the world's largest logistic companies. We've been instructed to work from home until further notice due to recent diagnosis of an office worker. Yeah, that's all. It'll take one person at the school, either related to somebody, even like a parent or something or whatever, and boom, the school's just going to be shut down. Whether or not they shut down it for like weeks or a month, or whether or not they shut it down for like a couple of days until it's all completely disinfected. But like, how do you disinfect an entire school? You can't. So it's, I guess that's not the point. The point is that you say it's disinfected and it's fine, and it's like, no, it's running on pure fear and arse covering. So mostly arse covering. But Tom Hanks and his wife are in Australia and both... Oh, really? Tom Hanks has got it? Big Daddy? Really? Really? They're in Australia. Wow, I should Google that. Let's call it up. I've got myself a new browser, so I'm not logged in to anything. Donald Trump has banned all travel from Europe to the United States. Here's what we know. Yep. And yes... apparently just after this announcement, there it is. Australian shares plunge almost 8%. They've already plummeted 20% in the last month. So we've had a 20% drop in the Australian share market in the last month, and now it just dropped another 8% today. It was fine this morning, at like 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. or something. And then Trumpy made the announcement. By the looks of it, I haven't seen details of it yet, but that was like an hour ago, and. Or 3 hours ago, it looks like it happened. And I was just telling people, in the forum thread, the Evely Blog forum thread that I'm running. Seriously, might be too late now. It's never too late. To stock up, to seriously hoard cash and hoard gold, stay as liquid as you can, because it's only going to get worse. And anyone with, once again, half a brain cell knows that's the case. Unless you're an eternal optimist, there will be more bargains to be had. You've got to look on the bright side, right? There's going to be bargains on the stock market when it's said and done. So, hoard gold and cash. I can assure you, I've been saying it for a month. In fact, I said that like a year ago. A year and a half ago or something, I tweeted, buy gold. No one listened. Anyway. So, yeah, how old is Tom Hanks now? Yeah, he's got to be like, would he be pushing 70? Oh, he's got to be in his mid-60s at the earliest. So, yeah. Tom Hanks, huh? He's in Australia and he's got it. Bought it in, did he? Wife Rita test positive for coronavirus at hospital in Australia. There you go, 43 minutes ago. Wow. Wow, that's huge. That's gonna, man, aren't the media are gonna go Berkey. Yeah, look, 36 minutes ago, CNN, who the hell's Bragg magazine? No, that's no quiz. They're still running. Anyway, yeah, wow, there you go. Don't know how old his wife is. Don't know who his wife is even. But yeah, they both got it. Which makes sense. If one person gets it, the other, your spouse is almost certainly going to get it. You don't really have to worry about kids so much. Not worried about Sagan and Huxley, because apparently, kids are really robust to this thing, and unless you got like a really immunocompromised disease or something, as a kid, but. Yeah, kids are 62. Okay, oh, he's younger than I thought. Okay, I thought he was mid-60s at minimum. But, yeah, okay. Oh, that's all right. He seems pretty robust. I assume that he got it elsewhere and then came here, because most of the all of the cases here, but most of the new ones and stuff, they're all people coming back from Iran, Italy, places like that. They're all coming in. So I don't know where Tom came from, but... No, Keetle, but I would be buying gold at the moment. I wouldn't be buying Bitcoin. I mean, it's good to hold both, of course, but no, Bitcoin's always uncertain. Like it's much more of a gamble than gold is. So let's put it that way. Marco Reps, is he in the house? Is he? Hey, Frank Buss. This is dangerous. Older than 60, the coronavirus death rate gets higher. The younger you are, the likely... Yeah, but he'd be getting the best care humanly possible. And here in Australia, we've got, the best. One of the best medical facilities in the world. So I don't think we have to worry about that. I'd be very surprised if he dies from it, unless he had some underlying disease or something, underlying issue. Tom Hanks survived on an island for years with nothing but a volleyball. He'll be okay. Yeah, good one, Josh. That one wins the internet. Anyway, yeah. 10 years ago, I bought a few months' worth of gold. A few months of living expenses, sold out of the market. Ah, you hoarded the cash. Oh, no. You missed the boom. Oh, bugger. Bugger. Oh, she had cancer a while back. Geez, that's, yeah. That could be a bummer. You might be compromised. Yeah. He's California rich healthy. No cases in your area of Canada, your province. Oh, he has diabetes. Don't know about that. I don't know how that impacts at all. But diabetes is not... It's not a immuno thing, is it? It's not an immunocompromise. Doesn't play with your immune system, does it? I got a friend who's got arthritis. She's young. And she's got arthritis, chronic arthritis problems that flare up occasionally, and she's got to take this this drug to counter it. And apparently, what the drug does is it reduces your immune system, because it was her immune system that's triggering the inflammation and stuff that causes the arthritis in the joints where she can't move occasionally. So yeah, yeah, that's not a drug you want to be on at the moment. You bet Sydney's a nice town, Heath. Yeah, stayed in Darling Harbour. Beauty. But shipping and all shuts down internationally. It's like, yeah, I still don't think, like a lot of shipping was shut down out of China and stuff like that, but they opened fairly quickly. Like shipping and trade and commerce is still going to happen. It's just that, most of the airlines have shut down half their fleet, 3/4 of their fleet. It's just, it's nuts. The tourism industry's been absolutely decimated. The service industry's been decimated. Restaurants are going under because nobody's going out. Although my local restaurants around here are packed. So you wouldn't want to be a Chinese restaurant. A lot of Chinese restaurants in Sydney have already gone bust because they only had like a couple of weeks worth of cash actually back in them. And they just, they couldn't handle it. Their business dropped by like 95%. And they couldn't actually pay their bills and they had to declare bankruptcy. Oh, it does stuff up your immune system, does it? Sorry, I don't know anything about diabetes. No idea. My EE teacher is prepping bug out kits for all students. FM bugs in every kit. Thanks, Josh. Oh, oil's plummeted. Yeah, I used to work in the oil industry, Keetle. When I was working in the oil industry, it was $20 a barrel. Now it's like 30, and people are panicking. Can have to start a good war or something. Yep. Yeah. China's back to shipping things, Big Daddy. China's back in action. They really have turned this thing around in terms of manufacturing because their whole country was shut down for weeks, and they took drastic measures of locking people in their homes and doing everything. And you can say what you want, but geez, I can't see how that they would like everything would be shut down for weeks and then all of a sudden they'd let everyone go back if it was still rampant. I know their numbers are fake, but I don't think it's as maybe not as bad. I don't know. It's hard to say, but China's I can't believe their return to capacity so quickly. It was really remarkable. But a lot of people are still working from home and stuff like that, and they've got this test thing. Somebody in the forums talking about they've got this QR barcode and it's associated with your social profile or whatever. And if it's green, you're allowed to go anywhere. If it's not, they test your temperature, which is useless, absolutely useless. Well, it's not. If you've gotten to the point where you've got a fever and you test high temperature, then you've probably already got the thing, especially in a place like Wuhan. Blow it up your ass, analog kid. I'll say whatever I damn well like. It's my channel. Bugger off if you don't like it. My knowledge of CV19 is shitski. So are your comments. Nah, not out of dunny rolls. Well, it will be soon back to $20 a barrel, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah, I haven't checked in the last couple of days, but, yep. Anyway, it's all fun. It's all fun at the moment. World's going mad. Yeah, that's what you get when you live in an authoritarian regime. I guess anonymous, Yes, I know about that, Plexus. I know about that site. I visited it. You can say all you want about all that sort of stuff. The reality is that the world is shutting down. That's the reality of it. Whether or not it's stupid, or whether or not it's a good idea, whether or not it's a stupid idea, whether or not it's backed up by the data, it makes no difference. That's not the point. The world is shutting down. I mean, it's just deal with it. You can wave around the data all you like. You can wave around comparisons all you like. It's good luck. Good luck fighting the madness. It's just it's not going to happen. The world's shutting down, and yep, and it's only going to get worse. So Yeah, if you're not in a position to deal with that financially or in terms of, as I said, like if you got kids and your school shuts down, you've got to take care of your kids for a couple of weeks or a month, you damn well better have a plan. Otherwise, you're really going to come a gutser. No, it hasn't affected my business, Ben. I don't expect it to. The only thing is if, I don't know, power goes off or something. No, but I'm good. I mentioned this on the forum, is that because I'm here and isolated in my lab, the only person I interact with are people in the lifts. Just hold your breath in the lift, and the courier guys. That's it. That's all I interact with. The gym is the other, and school. But it's not like I in a crowded workplace here. I'm going on crowded public transport or anything like that. So. Yeah, and it's not like my boss is going to shut down the business and I've got to work from home. It's me. So, no, it doesn't affect my business. In terms of like income wise, people might, stop, may cut back on their discretionary spending, so buying stuff from the store and things like that. There could be a downturn there. In terms of companies still, buying advertising and stuff like that, that's still happening, or they've either paid, months in advance, and it's all, I don't really expect any impact on my business unless I or someone in the family gets it. That would be the only thing. Or if I just get like some other cough or a regular flu or something, although it's not flu season here, but even if I get that, then, I'm going to be like quarantining, myself, I guess. Yes, I do. We already have, yes, I do have a stockpile of food. As I said, we are prepared for up to like a month easily to like be isolated at home if need be. But we already had that anyway, because we bulk buy, for the last decade, we've been bulk buying our food. So it's, so we have other backups as other ways to get stuff as well, and so it's nothing's really changed for us. So we just naturally have a stockpile of food, so it's not a problem. Yeah, the mass media has a lot to answer for. Vegemite is secure. Yeah, I'll just rub it all over my genitals and we'll be fine. So it's morning somewhere, is it, Mr. Petros? Yep, absolutely. Build a bunker out of toilet paper. At work, policy is self-isolation, using your sick leave. Once that runs out, you don't get paid. Yeah, DEFPOM. DEFPOM's in the house. Didn't see you before. Off-grid Aussie prepper. I'm sure he's all ready. He's ready for it. He's celebrating. Off-grid Aussie prepper. All of the preppers are going, told you so, told you so. The pandemic. And that's the thing. Like, for people who... I mentioned this on the Amp Hour the other week, and a couple of people complained. Good on them. And it's like, hello, but this is not a surprise to anyone. For the last, decade, people have been saying the next pandemic's coming. It's probably going to start in China. Even, Bill Gates did, a special last year on... it's available on Netflix. I haven't watched that episode, but I've watched several other episodes in the series. And even he said, he predicted, yep, the next pandemic's coming. Prepare for it. And it's going to come out of China. It's going to come out of the food... places in China and stuff like that. Whether or not that's where it actually came from, who cares at this point? Doesn't matter. But yeah, it's absolutely, and we've had these things before, SARS and bird flu and all sorts of stuff, and it's absolutely no surprise, and it's no surprise what it did to the supply chain either. It's absolutely no surprise to anyone who's been paying attention for the last decade. It's just people go, oh, it can't happen. It's like, oh yeah, the share market can't go down. It's not going to crash. We're not going to have a credit crisis. We're not going to have a debt crisis. Not going to. Yeah, right. Anyway, so yes, people should be preparing financially, and also Dave lives in the lab. Confirmed. It's only 4:45 p.m. here. Yeah, so off-grid Aussie prepper. I'm sure he's all set. Uh, yeah, just limiting contact is the best way about it. But yeah, like Australia's one of the last to do it here. It's pretty much business as usual. Go to the local shopping centre and it's like, it's fine. I mean, I expect a hotspot here because like the local shopping centre is right next to the Hillsong mothership. That's where all the crazy fundamentalist Christians hang out and hug each other. And it's like, I'm surprised it hasn't spread there already. Like, it's going to happen. And then once that happens, our local shopping centre and our whole local precinct is shot. But I can drive into the business park, drive underground, don't have to touch anything, swipe my card, roll my window back up, get my gas mask out, go up the lift, and straight into my filtered air lab here. Because I've got my HEPA filter. And it's nuts. It's nuts, but it's fun to just think about and prepare for. I can sort of understand the fascination of the preppers. So where were we? I do enjoy the preppers show. It's just hilarious. The US one, is it called Preppers or whatever? And it is quite funny to see the lengths people go to. It's really hilarious. NBA season was cancelled. I heard about that. Yeah, we just bought like a season ticket to the rugby league here for our local team, and it's like I don't think we're going to be able to use it. I think they'll eventually shut that down as well, possibly. Because we haven't been hit bad here. I think it's because I don't know if there's been any studies on it yet, if they've been able to do it. But I think our war, because we've just come out of summer here, like it's still warm here, and it's not flu season. Nobody's naturally sick. So it's like, I think that has a reason why there's very limited spread here compared to the rest of the world. It could lag, of course. We could be just a month behind everyone else, and we may catch up. We may get, thousands and thousands of cases or whatever. We may hit 10,000, who knows? But yeah, I think the temperature's got something to do with it. It just doesn't seem to be spreading as easily here. But we're a more spread out community anyway. I mean, we've got 22 million people or whatever across the size of the continental US, right? So yeah, what has Italy got? Like 60 million. Italy's smaller than just our one state that I'm in. Like, it's got 60 million. It's just, yeah, nuts. And that's not as populated as China and whatnot. And, yep. Thanks, Thomas. US healthcare. Gustavo. Yeah, it's just nuts. Wouldn't like to be a Yank without healthcare. Yep. I'm way behind, sorry. I've got in terms of hazmat suits, off-grid Aussie prepper, I've got my class 10 clean room suit or whatever it is. I've got my clean room suit. No, Heath. David is not working here anymore. I've mentioned that on the forum and many other places. Yep, he's gone on to work for himself now, doing contract design work and stuff. And he's thinking about other career options as well. So, yep. Thank you, Vinny T. Greetings from Seattle. I like Seattle. Three infected people in Bangladesh. Already all mask and hand sanitizers have vanished from the supermarket. Yeah. Would be so funny if Alex Jones caught it. That would be That would be funny. Though he'd just take his super vitamins, wouldn't he? That he flogs or whatever, take his colloidal silver and... That's great. Alex Jones is great. He's hilarious. He's such good value. Oh, man. Seriously? Foxabillo? Did you seriously pay 30 Bitcoins for a pizza? Wow. Yep. Sumo's going on, but they got no spectators. Yeah, that's going to be common. Sports will probably continue, and everyone will just have to watch it on TV. So we've just started, our footy season starts tonight, first match, and they haven't shut down the crowds yet, but they do have plans in place. They've been talking about it for weeks. They have plans in place. And I don't know what the trigger for that would be. As I said right at the start, there's stages, and the World Health Organization declaring it a pandemic is an official trigger point for many organizations to do that. So Mr. Radio Gypsy, I know, but we're like, it doesn't matter. It's totally beside the point. You can say that until you turn blue in the face. Right? Yeah, prevention is better than cure. I'm not worried about getting it, but I certainly don't want to get it. It's not like I'm not going to go wash my hands and take precautions and stuff like that. I always got the flu every season. It was because I'm really lapse it, whereas Mrs. EEV Vlog is much more hygienic than I am. So I've upped my game, and I think it'll be a good thing. I think this is actually a good thing. People will hopefully in a couple of months it'll be getting towards flu season here. Although our famously due to global warming, Australia officially, our winters are shorter than ever. I think our winters are shortened by a month over the last 20 years, and our summers have extended by a month in terms of whatever thresholds they use to measure that. And so the good thing is, good news, the positive side of all our global warming, all our bushfires and everything else is that, we got shorter flu seasons. So there you go. So, but eventually once flu season comes around, everyone will be much more vigilant. Whether or not this thing is gone by then, everyone's forgotten about it. I don't think so. This thing's going to be a big deal for, if you think it's going to be resolved in a couple of months, I think you're kidding yourself. It's going to go at least midway through the year further, even if it starts dying out now. It's still it's only just ramping up the panic and everything else. So all flights cancelled? No, but they're shutting them down. I just posted a friend of mine on Twitter. So on Facebook. I reposted his photo on Twitter, and it was Sydney domestic Qantas airport terminal last Saturday afternoon. It was empty. He posted the photo of the whole it is no way. It is empty. It is empty. Yeah. Yeah, 170 million maybe infected. Nobody knows. Doesn't matter, really. It's tons of people will be infected, and they'll get a sniffle, or they won't get anything. They won't even bother getting tested. I don't even know at what point I would go get myself tested. It's if I've got a little sniffle, am I going to go and burden the system by getting tested? However you go get tested, you're not supposed to go to your doctor here. That's the official recommendation. Probably the same in other countries because it's a pretty universal thing. Do not go to your local doctor. You're supposed to phone them up first. Or I think there's a hotline or something that you can call up and they, verify your symptoms. And then I think they have testing centers where you can actually go to and it's all controlled, and somebody in a mask, in a hazmat suit comes out and tests you. I don't know how it works, but yeah, I don't know at what point that I would get tested. if I thought that, unless unless I knew I came into contact with somebody who was infected, and then I started to show some sort of sign. But I don't know. Like, I can't recall. I think I mentioned this on the forum or Twitter or something. I can't recall ever having a fever when I've gotten the flu. So apparently one of the symptoms here is coughing and fever and I don't know, and one or two other things. But yeah, I don't recall ever having like a fever when I've gotten the flu. So yeah, that'd definitely be a trigger. See you, Sean. Oh, what happened to the low power LCD on counter? Oh, I never plugged it back in. Yeah, I'm live streaming the end of the world. Had to take a look. I don't know. It's titled at that for clickbait, you know. So yeah, as I said, like, I don't like like, I don't necessarily, I'm not scared of getting it, but I don't want to get it. Like, and I certainly don't want to pass it on to the family and friends and stuff. It's like, no, it's ridiculous. So I'm going to do my best to try and avoid getting it until such time as they have a better handle on it. You know, like if it becomes this seasonal thing, which it probably almost certainly will, it'll become like a seasonal flu thing. And it's like, well, fine. Then they've done all their research on it. They know how to deal with it. In a year's time or something, they might have a vaccine for it and things like that. And, you know, everything's hunky-dory. It just becomes yet another coronavirus. Because, yeah, there's like, 7, 8 of them now or something. Yeah. Maybe I'll get a test kit. Maybe I get a test kit in the mailbag. If anyone's got a test kit, send it in the mailbag. I do a special mailbag. I'll test myself. How do you test it? Is it like a blood draw thing? I assume it's like a blood draw, and then they, syringe it. How long does it take? Is it expensive? Is it? I'm sure it'll be expensive in the US. It's probably like $1,000 to get tested in the US. I'm guessing. Wouldn't surprise me. What do you gain, Alex, from getting tested and knowing that you have it? You gain the fact that you know you've got it, so therefore you can tell other people who you've been in contact with that you had it. And you can, if you know you've got it, then obviously, even if you've got like a sniffle or a cough or whatever, and it's not the coronavirus, in most cases that's probably going to be the case, especially in like a flu season. And then, because there's going to be hundreds of thousands of regular flu compared to the coronavirus flu, at least at the moment. And so it's most likely it's going to be a regular flu or whatever, regular bug going around. And you just like follow the precautions. But if you knew you had it, you'd be hopefully more cautious about not spreading it. What about the brainstem infiltration? Never heard of it. Don't know about that. UK isn't fine. Yeah, well, how are your open borders going there, Leslie? Sorry. Open borders, what a shit idea. Unbelievable. Yep. But now, no, UK is the UK again. Woo! Have you technically, I assume, I'm pretty sure the UK now has control back of its borders, right? Ever since that cut-off date, where you officially kind of left the Union. I'm not sure of the ins and outs of that. They've closed all schools, in Greece. Yep, closed all schools and universities for 2 weeks. Yeah. See, I can't see that not happening here. It's happening in so many other countries. I know they've got 100. I think are we 100? Yeah, I think we're 100 cases now. But, it's the Australian attitude. She'll be right. You know, as the country was burning here, as the entire East Coast was burning here in Australia, our Prime Minister's over on holidays going, she'll be right. No worries. and that's why he's Johnny on the spot. Now he's trying to be all, and he cops so much flack for that. And now he's like doing a press conference every 10 minutes for the coronavirus, Yeah. Anyway, oh, hello, bye. Oh, no, it's good. Yeah, no, caught up. Okay, I thought I wasn't. Oh, it's a nasal swab, is it? Okay, right. Yes, it's not the flu. It might become the flu in a year's time once we know more about it, and it'll, comes around again every year or whatever. Just like other things, but it's certainly, no, it's not. 128 cases. Thanks, Heath. Yeah. We were sitting at 15 cases for ages, like for weeks and weeks. I think 3 weeks or something. We were sitting at like 15 cases. And then it suddenly jumped up to 25. But the only reason it did that is because there were quite a lot of Australians on the Diamond Princess ship. And they came home. So they had to officially count them here now as Australian infestations. And as I said, like most of ours have been people coming in from overseas. So yeah, it's, and those countries that very quickly shut down their borders, like Russia and other places, they've got bugger all. So yeah, closing borders works. Shutting down, stopping people coming in the country, it works. Yep, and then you can, for the sporadic cases that you did have that slipped through the cracks, you can isolate them, and and it'll just peter out in a couple of weeks, and it shouldn't spread. So. Yeah, so it is possible if you act quick enough and shut the border. He said you can't get it, your doctor said, if you've got bronchitis. Yeah, hundreds of colleges in the US, J.E. Kelowna, hundreds of colleges in the US are telling people don't come back from spring break. Simply do not come back. Yeah, until like June or something. When's your next break or whatever? Like, is it like, yeah, it's for quite some time. $750 dues. Who's getting dollary dues? Is this part of the stimulus package? Australia's doing a stimulus package. I assume other countries will do stimulus packages. Oh, honest government ads. They're good. I do enjoy the honest government ads. No, but if they don't, they have to. I'm very sad to hear that Weird Al Yankovic is not going to do My Corona. I'm devastated. He needs to do My Corona. Really, the world needs that right now. The world needs Weird Al. 60% alcohol is hand sanitizer. There you go. I make my own. There you go. That's that's like you hold your tongue at the right angle. You pour in about 70% isopropyl, and the rest water. I'm probably going to put some hand softener in there because it is quite it dries out your skin. So yeah, it's it's good stuff for like spraying on your keyboards and your mouse and stuff like that. And yeah, so I'm always carrying one of these. A lot of people say that 70% IPA is only going to kill bacteria and not viruses and things like that. Other people have said no, it does actually do something to this particular strain of coronavirus. So yeah, who knows? Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I make my own. Yeah, because if you're going out and buying hand sanitizer, you're ridiculous. You can buy like 5 liters of 100% isopropyl for like $15 or something. 5 liters of the stuff. Whereas a little hand sanitizer will cost you, like, I think I've still got one. Yep, still got one. If you get one of these, I could probably sell that for like $1 million on eBay or whatever. That's Dettol hand sanitizer. And this one's not isopropyl though. Kills 99.99% of germs without water. And highly flammable, blah, blah, blah. Contains alcohol, denant, water. I love it how some ingredients say aqua. They say aqua. Like, it's freaking water, man. Anyway, some glycol, yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna probably get some glycerin, which is like a moisturizer thing, and I'll mix in like 5% of that in there, and that'll make it less dry on the hands. So yeah, I was wondering about that. Hey you. So will parents be doing chickenpox parties but with corona for their kids? Yeah, I was just wondering that the other day. A thought just crossed my mind. They're going to have coronavirus parties. Unbelievable. Oh, man. Yeah, the Jay Colonna, yeah, the college kids are being kicked out of their on-campus housing. See, because that's not really a thing here. Like, going to university or college, as you guys call it, going to university here is much different in the US. In the US, it's like you kind of like have to and you're expected to. In fact, in some cases, they force you. You've got to stay in these dormitories. It's part of the college experience. And yeah, we don't have that same culture here. It's just not the same thing. So yeah, you move out of home, you go to college, and that's it. Like almost practically everyone in the US does that. Very different here. It's like you stay at home with your parents and you go to the nearest university to where your parents' house is, or the nearest one you can get to on public transport. So it's not like you go, which university will I go to in Australia? I'll go to that one in Western Australia because they've got the best program for blah, blah. No one does that in Australia. It's like, no, you just go to your local university. You might pick, okay, University of New South over Western Sydney or something like that, perhaps. But yeah, it's just not a thing. We do have dormitories here, but it's mostly for overseas students. So yeah, no, local. Yeah, it's a very different culture here. Very different in terms of that respect. But yeah, I guess they'll have to go back to mummy and daddy, huh? Yep. But they're old enough to take care of themselves, whereas if you've got kids my age, they're not old enough to take care of themselves. So if they're booted out of school shuts down, we have to take care of them. And it's not like, regular school holidays where you go on all these programs, you drop them off at some, science camp, a thing that goes for like 3 days and they're taken care of for you, because that's the ultimate goal of school holidays. You have a little bit of time that you play with the kids and then you want to put them in all these school holiday programs and stuff like that so you can go back to work to pay off your oppressive mortgage. The Corona beer, yeah. Yeah, Corona, marketing nightmare, yeah. They have to change their name. Or you'd capitalise on it. I would capitalise on that. I really would. I think there's a way to turn that into a marketing win for the Corona beer. Yeah. Better than living on campus, Yoshi. Yep. My sister got corona panic, started cleaning doorknobs and other things with alcohol 1 week before it was found in my city. Yeah. Yeah. The toilet paper. I love the toilet paper. It's hilarious. I was just at the shopping centre at lunchtime today and I saw this woman. She actually had a mask on. She had an N95 mask or a P2 mask. They're called different things because there's different they're both the same. They're different standards depending on which country you're in. So I think N95 is the US and whatever one, and P2 is like the European and Australian one or something. I don't know. Anyway, they're the same thing. They're the same standard, just two different international standards, but the same level. Anyway, she had a N95 mask on, which is like, I rarely see people at local shopping centre with a mask. Very rare. And so she had that on. She had a shopping trolley. It wasn't full of toilet paper because there is no toilet paper, but she had like 10 boxes of Special K. So she's getting hoarding the breakfast cereal. I thought that was funny. Yep. That was great. Bars selling Corona beers with toilet roll on top as a joke, yeah. How is it that my Saturn V Lego build hasn't fallen over? Magic. No, it just sits there. There's like, I haven't like glued it down. It's not on a base or anything. It just sits there. As long as I don't bump that base, as long as I don't bump, it's on a filing cabinet. So as long as I don't bump the filing cabinet, I'm good. The N95 is US, Jonathan. Yeah. P3. Is it P3 or P2? I thought it was P2. Is a standard. Yeah. How many people have we got, by the way? 424 watching The End of the World. The End of the World live show. It's hilarious. I sit back and I just laugh at it all. It's quite funny. But no, I'm deadly serious about preparing financially. I really am. I've been saying it for a couple of years now. If you follow me anywhere, you'll see me saying it occasionally. Have, you know, buy, I'll repeat it now, hoard cash and gold. Be as liquid as possible in the current crisis. So, which is only going to get much worse financially, because it's going to be a global recession, minimum. Whether or not it turns into a global depression or not, it depends on your definition of depression, I guess. But we're barely into this thing, and it's already devastated the world financially. It's just nuts, and so many companies financially. So, yeah, there's not much point using a mask if you don't have it. The mask is good for not spreading it. David is doing his own contracting business. I thought you'd announce that I had it. Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. Trust me, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a video blogger. If I get it, you'll be the first to know. I'll be live streaming from the test center. Shit, look at my little sticker with, I don't know how they test it, but you know, like, did your little stick turn red or something? I don't know. What about 99% silver? Off-grid Aussie prepper. Silver, yeah, like, no worries, have some silver. But the problem with silver, like the GSR, the gold-silver ratio has now hit 100, or it's just below. I think it did briefly hit 100. And a lot of people say, oh, that's it, that's the trigger, buy silver, because it's going to flip, right? The GSR, if you believe in the GSR, there's two types of people who are into the metals. Like, you either believe in the gold-silver ratio or you don't, or you think it's just a meaningless ratio. You know, those who do believe say it goes in cycles. So at the moment, gold's very cheap. It's like $16.50 US. It's probably going down. I think silver has further to slide than gold, because silver is like, It just isn't the safe haven that gold is. Silver is basically a speculative commodity, pretty much. That's really all it is. The market's not big enough for like your silver, you know, your silver eagles and all your coins and everything else. It's just not. It's just not in the same league. As they say, it's poor man's gold. But by all means, have some silver, thinking that the GSR is going to flip. But having the GSR go down doesn't mean that the gold price is going to fall. In fact, the gold price could still increase, and the GSR, so the gold could be going up like this, right? Well, got to reverse it for the screen. Gold could be going up like this, but silver could be going up at a faster rate. So the GSR, gold-silver ratio, can go back down. So in that case, you could make more money on silver, but you may not. Silver has a history of being flat for decades. Like, you know, it's just wiggle. And of course, you had the Hunt brothers when they cornered the silver market back in the 80s. You know, it peaked up to $50 in the 80s. The old Hunt brothers. And yeah, so yeah, I like, if you're hoarding like silver coins because you think that they're going to become the new barter once, you know, like once shit hits the fan. It's like, no, come on. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Yeah. Silver is antibacterial. Yes, it's anti. Yes, it is antibacterial. You have your colloidal silver. I'm sure you can buy it from the Alex Jones shop. Ever planned on doing an Arduino Raspberry Pi project like the Mac Pro thing? Yeah, I might get back onto it. Never know. I work on whims. Buy indium. Hot tip. Hot tip there from Hewitt Nord. Obviously in the know. I'm sure if you use enough flux, it's going to help against the coronavirus. What is, I assume, my opinion, Ashley says, on what may happen to the world financially? Worst case. Well, the worst case is a global depression, which depends on your stand. Like, it could be the depression all over again, because we haven't had a depression since the, since the 20s. Or whenever the last was 27 or something? I can't remember. Anyway, the end of the world will be demonetized. But yet, no, it's only just started. That's why I'm saying, if you've got, like, be as liquid as possible in cash and gold. And possibly silver, but, you know, anyway, be liquid so that you have that cash available. So when this whole thing, so not only can you, I've been saying this for years, from a decade ago, one of my tips in one of my videos was have screw you money available. Always have screw you money available. So if you don't like your job, you can go screw you and you can just leave without worrying about trying to find another job. Have like 6 months worth of screw you living money. Always. Always. It's got nothing to do with all this pandemic stuff and everything else. You should always be sitting on, you know, you can have that sitting in shares as well, because you can always just sell those, unless they're ETFs. Which if it gets worse, by the way, Ashley, in the world financially, if you're talking stock markets, if you're in ETFs, for example, they will be the first with their backs to the wall. They will be the first to die. They will become illiquid almost overnight. If there's there's a credit crisis, if there's a credit crunch, then you won't be able to sell your ETFs. So exchange traded funds for those playing long at home, which are like I just sold mine like a week and a half ago. I had like an index fund which was a high yield. It was a high yielding ETF which bought shares in like some of the highest yielding companies, so the highest dividend returning companies, and so you'd get a quarterly check from that. And I sold that a week and a half ago or whatever. The writing was on the wall, and and sure enough, it's dropped 25% since then. Sure enough. So don't be in ETFs. Regular shares are more liquid, but worst case ETFs, you won't be able to sell them, stuff like that. So just be careful. Thank you, Stumpy. Great name. Toilet paper fund. Awesome. I'll get 2 sheets of 2-ply for my $2. Seriously, I could sell, if I had a stockpile of toilet paper excess. This is unbelievable. Like, people are buying years worth of toilet paper. These same idiots that are buying years worth of toilet paper wouldn't have a week's worth of food in the house. I guarantee it. So they're just absolute idiots. Yep. So it's just hilarious to watch. It's just sit back and watch, and sit back with your cash, with your screw you money, and just watch it all unfold. Seriously, it's going to be hilarious. 401k went down 7%. Well, that's your how does the 401k go down? I thought 401k was just your super fund. But I guess, the Aussie share market just dropped 8% today. Since Trump made that announcement that he's banning all travel. Here it is here. Australian shares plunge almost 8%. They've already, so that's 28, I think, because last I checked, they had dropped 20. The Australian share market had dropped 20% in the last 2 weeks. Slowly going, little drops and then slowly ramping down. And now it just got hit with another 8%. So that's 28% drop. So that's more than a quarter. So that's pretty huge. But totally expected. We've had the biggest bull run in history. What do you want? Anyone who's complaining about the stock market crashing is an absolute moron. Of course, it was just waiting for a trigger to happen. I said it probably wouldn't happen before the US election, but then I was saying that last December. Of course, the coronavirus came along. No one saw that coming. Unless you knew, people have been warning for 10 years that there was going to be another pandemic, but you don't know when it's coming, right? And you don't know how severe it's been. It could have been like another SARS and just petered out or whatever. And, yep. But, it's, but, people who are, the share market dropped by 25%. Well, what did you expect? Biggest bull run in history. I mean, jeez. Unbelievable. People just keeping, it's a retirement fund. I didn't know, is a tax-deferred brokerage account. Okay, I thought, right, so 401, but does 401k... But I thought 401k was what we call a superannuation fund here, and then you can choose what stuff you have in your superannuation fund. You can have 100% cash, you can have a mix of cash and shares, you can have property and all sorts of things mixed into that. I don't know. I assumed it was the same for the 401k in the US, but I don't really know. Someone wants to clue me up on that. Investing capacitors. Yeah. World War Z. I love that. I have no idea what an IRA is. Sorry, you're talking Yankee speak. It's a big mix of stocks with other investments. Yeah, that's what I thought. And I thought that with a 401, it's exactly like superannuation. Yeah, so you can't say a 401k has dropped by 8%, right? That doesn't mean, not everyone has the same 401k, right? They wouldn't have the same investment mix. Like when you approach a retirement age, you put much more into cash and save for assets and bonds and things than you would in the stock market, for example. 10 years before you're about to retire, or 8 years, you don't want everything in the stock market, because then if you retire at the wrong time and you had it all in the stock market, you could lose a quarter of it, half of it. So yeah, that's what I thought. Don't panic sell. Don't panic sell your shares. It's probably too late. Just ride it out. But having said that, if you don't have any cash to be liquid, sell them. Stay liquid. You're going to need cash at the moment. Cash and gold you're going to need. Right? The reason I say gold is because gold is just gold is it's exactly the same as cash basically, but then it's a hedge against, in Australia at least, it's a hedge against the Australian dollar. The Australian dollar's been going down. The Australian gold price has been going gangbusters after the last 12 months after I recommended it to everyone, and they didn't listen. And of course, it's been going gangbusters, but that's also not only because gold's been rising in US dollars, and that's the de facto currency of gold, basically. So buying gold in Australian dollars, buying gold here is effectively a hedge against the Australian dollar dropping, and that's exactly what it did. So, but we are not back to the highs of 8 years ago or whatever. The highs were for the US gold price, which was like 1800 US. We're not back there yet. So I expect it to far exceed 1800 US in the near future. And when it does, and it'll be worth even more in Australian dollars. So it's just basically better than having cash getting zero interest, especially if you've got a decent amount there. So I would have, have half in cash, half in gold. So, yep. You can't eat gold. Well, you simply sell it. That's the thing. Like the account that I've got, right? yeah, I own gold, but it's in an account, right? And I can just sell it and have my money back. I can trade it on the market, have my money back. I can have cash within a day, So it's as good as having cash in the bank, except it's a hedge against inflation, and it's hedge against inflation and your local currency as well. So. Really? The cost of isopropyl alcohol has gone up 6 times in eBay US, really? Okay, last I checked here, it hadn't gone up at all on eBay, but it might have in the last week. I don't know, I haven't checked for a week and a bit. I've got like 5 litres or something worth of isopropyl. That fills up this, hundreds of times, hundreds and hundreds. So, no problem. Russia and China won't be selling. They'll be still hoarding. How? Oh, you can eat gold. Yeah. The recommended figure by most strategists is 10%. Have 10% of your assets in gold at any one time. And if you actually run the numbers on that, it actually works out, because if the stock market drops by, if the stock market halves, for example, then traditionally gold's going to go up because it's the safe haven asset, and it's going to compensate for the losses and things like that. And if you run the numbers on the various scenarios, then yeah, you can come out smelling like roses. But of course, you want to be liquid, because you want to take advantage. When this is all said and done, you want to be taking advantage of the fact that the market has just plummeted, right? We had the biggest bull market in, almost in history. I think it was the biggest. Maybe it was the second biggest. I'm not sure. But yeah, we had one of the biggest bull market runs in history. And in terms of, stocks and property and housing, everything else. And yeah, we've come a gutser, obviously. And that was always going to happen. It was just a matter of when. And it needed a trigger, and the coronavirus was the trigger. And so you want to capitalize that. There's another, I wouldn't be touching anything for another 6 months, So yeah, but in 6 months' time, right, when it's all settled down, 9 months, maybe even 12 months, a lot of people will not try. Trying to pick the bottom is like the old expression. If you try and pick the bottom, you just end up with a smelly finger, Anyway, so if you try and pick the bottom, you're going to come a gutser. So it's like a lot of people won't buy back in until you start to see a solid trend, and you can do, your Fibonacci. If you're a chartist, you can do all your Fibonacci series and everything else to know when the market's sort of ramping back up. And and that's the time to buy back in. And yeah, you can buy in at like a 50% discount, and there'll be great bargain shares out there. They really will. So you want to be hoarding your cash at the moment. So don't go spending all your discretionary funds at the moment. I'd be saving. And as I said, my recommendation, been saying it for a decade, is to have like 6 months worth of living expenses in cash, locked away, cash or gold, locked away in some sort of liquid asset. I don't know, you could have that in toilet paper, maybe. Bloody toilet paper. Yeah, Stefan, the toilet paper thing is just, it's just hilarious. And I think it started here in Australia. I think we started it. Of course, toilet paper's always been a thing. Like, I'm sure, I guarantee it, I haven't checked, but I reckon if you go check any like prepper list on the internet that's pre all this coronavirus, toilet paper is actually one of the things that all the preppers, Aussie preppers, if he's still here, maybe he can tell us. But yeah, it's always one of the recommended things, because but that's always for the shit hits the fan scenario, zombie apocalypse and stuff like that. And the theory is that people will always pay for luxury items like toilet paper. So, yeah, so you can trade your toilet paper for food, things like that. So, 5:30 on a weekday. It is 5:30. I'm always here. 5:30. I typically head out, 6:30, 7 o'clock. I head back home. So, But it depends. If I'm picking up the kids from school, then much earlier. 5 litres does it. Oh, of course, 5 litres does 100 bottles at 50 mils. But no, then you've got to put the 70% in there. Anyway. Yep. Maybe I should stop. Maybe I should buy another 5 litre just in case. Buy a 200 litre drum. That's what you need. Preppers special. I actually published it. I tweeted a photo of that. Like back, that was late January, I think, when I noticed that hand sanitizer was selling out in late January in my local supermarket. I noticed it was selling out. And yeah, it was, this was before all the panic started. And yeah, but hand sanitizer was sold out. So I was taking photos and I was looking online, and sure enough, yeah, late January, I think like January 25th or something like that. It was really, you could not buy it. Like you couldn't buy it. Any of all the chemists were sold out, supermarkets were sold out, all the online pharmacies were sold out. It was just nuts. People were going crazy. And was it Isocol or whatever, which is another one, which is like 70% isopropyl. And yeah, so it's 26 rolls left. That'll last you forever, Aussie Prepper. Depends how big a family you got. Hong Kong and Japan started, did they? Anyway, yeah, so I tweeted a photo of isopropyl on eBay, and they started selling. I was like, they were like selling like 10 a day or something, like these 5 litre, or 20, 15 litre, containers of isopropyl and stuff. Normally, God, you'd be lucky if you sold one of those a week if you're a like online seller. But all of a sudden, it was like, lots of them, and there were 200 litre drums. So I tweeted a photo of the 200 litre drum of isopropyl. It's great. Oh yeah, but John, anyone who doesn't already have 2 weeks worth of dunny paper at home is like, what are they living day by day, week by week? I don't understand. Like, it's just silly. Don't want to have to be buying toilet, but like, and they usually come in like packs of like 24. We actually buy them online in packs of 48, right? So we already had stock because we buy them in like, and a pack of 48 for us lasts us like 3 months. It lasts so long. It's nuts. We literally buy one, big brand of recycled toilet paper every 3 months, I think it is. Anyway, we've got another one due next week, apparently. And yes, there is stock apparently for it. They've kept it aside or whatever. Because we are pre-ordered. Yeah, I think we pre-order, like we've got like a scheduled order for it. We've set up like a scheduled order, and it just comes to the doorstep. We've been doing that for years now. Yes, and toilet paper's multi-purpose, doesn't expire easily. Yeah. Separate into single ply. Kind of ration it. Yeah, almost. All the flu medication, that's all sold out at my local thing. Yep, local shopping centre's gone. Yep. No problem with like fresh fruit and veggies and all the other stuff. No one's buying, No one's like stocking up on bread and freezing it, like, yeah. Aussies made Tom Hanks sick. If he dies, they say we declare war. I reckon he bought it in. As I said, most people most new cases of coronavirus here in Australia have come from overseas. So how long's he been here? Did he just come in? And then a couple of weeks later he tests positive, Yeah, I'm going to be living on my throne of 48 rolls of dunny paper. No one has a bidet here in Australia. That's not a thing. A bidet is not a thing here. And like, so that scene in Crocodile Dundee when he goes over there and he goes to the US, and he's in the luxury New York apartment or whatever it is, and he and he's trying to figure out why this water's squirting up out of the dunny, and sitting there figuring out, it took ages to figure it out. And then he yells out the window, I figured it out. It's to wash your bum. It's hilarious. That's like literally Australians have no idea what a bidet is. Like, yep. Yeah, bulk buy stuff when it's half price at Woolies. As I said before, we already probably had a good 3 weeks of food anyway. That's without actually stocking up on some stuff, just in case that we have to home isolate for a month, we already could have rationed it out. Like, it could have like happened overnight and we still would have been, there could be a zombie apocalypse outside and we're stuck in our house and we would have been fine for, would have been fine for weeks. Might have to ration or something like that, but we'd be good. Yeah, because we bulk buy our stuff. How long is frozen bread good for? Good question, Trent. I'm going to find out. Might go down and get a few more loaves of bread, whack them in the freezer. Yep. Are kangaroos really as common as movies make it seem? Yes, they are. Go to certain areas. When my Amp Hour co-host Chris Scammell was over here, and we went on a road trip down to Canberra to visit thanks Ultra Nerd, get your question in a sec. We drove down to Canberra to visit the deep space NASA Deep Space Tracking Complex. Watch the videos on EV Discover. It's fantastic. And we actually turned up at the wrong place. We actually turned up. We put in the GPS. We put in because we're supposed to meet him at the visitor center or at the front gate, which is at the visitor center. There's a visitor center there too. So we put in visitor center, and for some reason the GPS took us to the information center, which is like 15 kilometers away from the actual place. It's like it's for the park or whatever. So we turned up to this other visitor center for this park, and it was no dishes. We go, where are the dishes? Nothing. But it turns out, there were just like hundreds. So we stopped there. We're the only cars there, and there were like hundreds of kangaroos just standing there, like 10 meters away in the paddock. They're just random kangaroos there. And so Chris went, yeah, there you go, kangaroos. They are common as mud. I don't know if we have a photo of that, but yeah, there were just hundreds of kangaroos. Yeah, they're everywhere. Plague proportions, kangaroos. Go driving down any remote highway here in Australia. You'll literally see them like dead kangaroos every 100, 200 meters down the highway. They're just so common. They really are so common. So, no, I don't own a gun. We don't have a gun culture here. Yeah, Rich, you didn't know what a bidet was until you saw that movie. Yeah, a lot of Australians were the same. Yeah, you'll probably be more healthy after rationing food. We're too gluttonous a society. Even I am, Yeah, it doesn't come off the belly like it used to, Yep. Anyway, thank you, Ultra Noob. Japanese bidet 5-minute teardown then. Also, what's in it? I don't know. It's a pump. I don't know how it. Yeah, I don't know where the motor is. I don't know how it works. No idea. No idea. I don't even think you could buy a bidet in the local Bunnings, where they have, or do they have? Yeah, they have Dunnies in the local Bunnings. I'm sure they do. Which is hardware store chain. Kids don't show symptoms and they'll be detected later when their parents showed symptoms. Yeah, kids apparently are pretty robust to this thing. So, but they're carriers. Kids are carriers. Anyone, the first thing you learn when you got kids is that you will get sick, because kids are like just breeding grounds of bacteria. Especially when they start crawling, and then you get another hit when they start going to preschool or childcare. If they go to childcare or preschool. Oh man. Yeah, I think frozen bread is probably good for a year. I'd be surprised if it's not 6 months, say. Yep. Yep, That would have been my guess. Would be 6 months on bread. In Australia, they are shutting down the schools next week till April 20. What? Oh, Austria. Australia, not Austria. Austria, not Australia. Sorry, in Austria. I just read that as Australia. Yep. Yes, you can hunt kangaroos here. Yeah, you can hunt them. I don't know. I think you might. Do you have to have a license? I'm not sure. Well, you can have a license to own the gun to start with. Very strict about that. But yeah, I'm not sure if you need a license to cull them. I think in some areas there definitely is a license to cull them. But I think on your own property you're allowed to. I think it's I think they're fair game. Oh, you've got off-grid Aussie prepper. I'd expect you to be have kangaroos there, mate, because you're off-grid. So when you're a prepper, so you're probably on a farm somewhere. You got all your veggie patch, and raring to go. No, I don't eat kangaroo burgers. I have eaten kangaroo. It's a tough meat. It's hard to cook. It's not no. It's yeah. We're the only country in the world who eats our coat of arms, kangaroo and emu. 2 months, really, for frozen bread? Thought it was more than that. Susi in Austria. Germany cancelled, closed all gatherings, football games, concerts. German ice hockey league stopped. No Olympic rowing qualification, yeah. What are the Siglent boxes? Oh, the Siglent boxes, Def Pom. They're one's it's a There's 2 boxes in there. One is a... I'll show you. There you go. Focus, you bastard. It's the... what is it? It's the SDS 2354X Plus. Not to be confused with the 2354X or the 2354XE. This is the 3rd generation, but I think they still sell the other one. So yeah, it's their latest gen. I don't know, just turned up. Yeah, I'm not sure if they clued me up on that. I can't actually remember. I don't recall. It's just... Oh, and the other one, I think... I'm going to have to do it on the mailbag because I opened up the other box. There's 2 identical boxes. I thought I was getting 2 scopes. And the other box contains many little boxes of... I opened one. It looks like a gift. I think it was some screwdrivers or something. So I don't know what... There's 4 or 5 other boxes in there. So I might... I'll open that on the mailbag. Greetings from Mexico. Hey, Emmanuel. What about Bitcoin though? For real? I've mentioned it before. Maybe you weren't on the stream before. Yeah, you know, have some Bitcoin, but it's going to be much more volatile than gold. I mean, you know, if your idea is to be like, you know, safe so that you can, you know, you have cash to buy back into the market in 6-9 months time, Bitcoin could go anywhere. It's anyone's guess. Just, you know, it's a gamble. It's a gamble. So... certainly, by all means, yeah, no, I would recommend like spreading your cash assets around. You know, have some cash, have some gold, maybe have some Bitcoin or other crypto or whatever. Get library credits. I'm telling you, it's my top crypto pick. Library credits. Yeah, I've never seen a bidet anywhere in Australia. I don't... Oh. No, maybe at one hotel somewhere once. I can't recall where it was. Maybe it wasn't even in Australia, but yeah, maybe. But yeah, no, you just don't see bidets here. It's not a thing. Should send Tom a box of chocolates. Yeah, Bunnings nearly killed off the home base chain, yeah. Yeah, Bunnings killed off everything when they came in. I remember that was like 20 years ago. I remember when the first one came in. And, yeah, just killed off all the little independent hardware stores. Kids smell. 35 grand a hit. What? Yeah, kids may be semi-able to cope because of the various coronaviruses they get exposed to in schools. Yeah, because as I said, like there's like 7 variants of the. I think this is the 7th variant of the coronavirus, of a coronavirus. So yeah. How much water have I got stored? Off-grid Aussie prepper. Oh well, I've got 2 big water tanks. I've got 2 water tanks. So of course, you can't drink straight from that, but we can filter it. We've got filters that could be bodged up to in a zombie apocalypse. So yeah, but like if the zombie apocalypse happens, your first thing you do is fill up your bathtub, full of water. So you got water, suck it through a life straw or something. And yep. So we've got water, no worries. And we've got some in terms of like bottled large carton stuff and things like that. So no, we're certainly not hoarding water. don't need to. Got plenty of water. That if push came to shove, yeah, we could filter it. Power failure, got to go. Yeah, ScoMo's giving tax dollars to apprentices. I heard that today. It was some announcement. Keep the building boom going. Oh, what bloody hell. How far can they kick that can down the road? That's going to come a gutser too. Don't buy a house. If you're looking at buying property at the moment, don't. You're an absolute dill if you buy a property at the moment. Like you've got to prop up the economy somehow. Where you could argue until the cows come home about the best way to do it. Nah. For ScoMo, for those who don't know, is Scott Morrison, our esteemed Prime Minister. Who famously shat his pants at the Engadine Macca's. Love it. There's a plaque there and everything. There's a plaque. You're going to have to go visit Engadine Macca's just to see the plaque. Aussies will know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you can freely hunt kangaroos on your own land, yeah. Yeah, they're tough. Yeah, kangaroos tough meat to cook. Yeah, you've had it, Dennis. You've had it frozen for 3 years. Yeah, NBA season in the US. Yep, it's over. Yeah, that's only the start. If people think that businesses, organisations, schools, governments are not going to be covering their ass on this thing, you're a fool. The WHO, just today, WHO has declared it an official pandemic. As I said, that's a certain trigger level for a lot of organisations, and they'll use that as the excuse to cover their ass and shut down events. I joked on Twitter like the other week, was it a couple of weeks back? I joked that we'll be able to hold the next EEV blog meetup at the Opera House. They'll be so desperate for business that we'll be able to get the Opera House cheap. We'll have the next meetup at the Opera House. My phone just beeped. Oh, I'm supposed to be at a cross-training class. No, I'm not. I wasn't actually booked in, but that would have been my regular class. Oh, yeah. I would have had a 6 o'clock cross-training class. But, not going today. I went to the gym yesterday. Cutting back at the moment. If anything, like, gym's probably not a good place to go. Like, I've got to be, if it gets any worse, I've got to be careful. Gyms are a good place to catch and spread germs. So, especially in a cross-training class where you're sharing all the weights. Everyone's sharing everything. But the thing is, like, well, if it's airborne, like if there's, people are sweating and they're breathing out and they're, spitting and or whatever, then, like, you're going to just breathe it in by going there, I guess. But, if you're talking about, like, getting, like, surface contacts and stuff like that, it's easy. Just try and get in the habit of avoid. That's what I've been doing for the last, like, month. I've been trying to get in the habit of not touching my face. Or if I do, if I've got an itchy nose or something, go like this. Don't touch it with your fingers, So so I'm during, like, weights class and stuff like that, where we're sharing weights and things like that, and sharing equipment, gear. You might be doing a circle cross training class and you're all sharing the gear. There's like 30 people in a class and you're all going from station to station, going crazy and sweating all over it and doing everything. And it's nuts. So just don't. You can go to those classes and not worry about the surface stuff, as long as you don't touch your face or it doesn't get in your eyes and things like that. So anyway. Oh, Max, how to make bread? How to bake bread at home? Yeah, I could do as EV, but we used to make our own bread. We might go back. I used to love our own bread. Yeah, we used to make our own bread. It was great. We've still got a bread, but we've got a bread making machine. We cheat, So whacking it. Oh yeah, it was. I used to love the bread that came out of the bread making. I can smell it now. Bit of a bread fanboy. Cross training, cross contamination. Yeah. I'll be back. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? 6. Refund is $2. If you're up in Brizzy, go to the toilet at 180 Ann Street in the city. Them bongers are fancy. Angle controls, temp control, seat control. I need a license to drive your dunny. Hello, EV Lassie. I'm doing a school report of Thyrista. Would you happen to know something special related to them and that I can include? Something special related to Thyristas? No special hidden secrets that come to mind. Someone want to help out Lassie you? Nothing comes to mind. Nothing special. Something special. No, you got me on that. Maybe commutation or something, perhaps. CME. Who is CME? CME is suspended trading. Who is CME? Paul WJ. Yeah, I wouldn't like to drink our tank water. It's got lots of sludge in there. So, no, we'd certainly have to filter it, boil it. Yeah. We don't care, Mike, about the media, what other people think of us. Get plenty of exercise beating people up at Woolies to get some honey paper. Oh man, it's never going to get old. The Duddy paper meme is never going to get old. CME, coronal mass ejection. Thyristus can fail close. There you go. Yes, that is a big deal. Yep. Yep. That's a good point. Yep, I'd say that covers the special part. Yeah, failure modes are always good to talk about. Failure modes, if you're doing a report on, for school, something like that. Yeah, how things fail, not how things work. How do they fail? No good at thinking of stuff on the spur of the moment like that. It always comes to me later while I'm sitting on the dunny using my toilet paper. Oh, foreign exchange company. Why do foreign exchange companies closing down? See you, Jeff. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, focus on failures. Lassie? You all booked a cruise, looked at cruise flight prices, they're giving them away. Yeah, giving them away. A lot of people are taking advantage of them, I guess. Yeah, interest rates are amazing, Ben. It's almost free money. Not quite, but, I can remember when, you used to get 17% interest rates on cash. And if you don't think that's going to happen again, eventually, you're a fool. Looking for a new bread maker. Yeah, you're going to have to get ours out. Guard points. Oh, geez. Yeah, I could do. Unfortunately, it's not something that I can just slap together. It's like video on guard points. They probably have to lay out a board, get a demo, figure out some sort of good demo for it, and that's non-trivial. Unless I think of a trivial way that I could hack it together. Or maybe use an existing board, perhaps. An existing I can maybe use an existing just off the top of my head. I could get an audio amp or something, and a power amplifier, which will have star grounds and everything else on it, and then maybe I could, strap the grounds badly or whatever. Oh no, guard. You're talking about guards. You're not talking about star grounding. You're talking about guards, of course. Yeah. I need a. I guess I could contaminate a board. Once again, I could use an existing board that's already set up with guard traces and stuff, and then hack into that and then contaminate it and show how guard traces do that. It's non-trivial. I can't. It's not something that I could just jump in and make a video in a couple of hours on that. Really, I think that requires some experimentation and planning. It'd be nice. So maybe. Price on bread makers on eBay just tripled. The EEV blog effect. Ozone to kill the coronavirus. You don't want to suck in too much ozone. Ozone's actually ozone's poisonous. Gumtree ads. If you buy your Nissan Patrol, you get a free 12-pack of sorbent toilet paper. Yeah. Oh, they just keep coming. It's great. Oh, we're going to be milking that for years, the old toilet paper gag. Yeah. 12%, is that all you got on your cash? In your savings account? I can remember when it hit 17%. 17% interest I was getting on my cash at the time. On my screw you money. Yep, those were the days. Didn't last long. Yeah, the 200 litres isopropyl alcohol I recommended to Jerry Ellsworth. Yep. Yeah, sorry, compulsive yawn. Yes, I've spoken with Thunderfoot several times, Edward. Done a few hangouts with Thunderfoot. His channel's changed now. He's only doing debunking channels, debunking videos on his main channel, which I think is a good thing. I think it's a good thing, you know, to just have debunking. I think he's not even putting... Oh, no, he might be putting the science, like the real polished science ones on the main channel as well. I'm not sure. Good to be here, the Solid Snake. Yeah, I think he's... which was a good move, you know, move all the other random stuff on, you know, feminism and you know, atheism and stuff like that over to the second channel. I think that was a good move, I think. Yeah, ozone's not a good thing. Any new news of the aftermath of the Australian wildfires worth mentioning? Not really. We had a big ass fire, as we do quite often, although this one was probably the biggest one yet, in terms of, you know, acreage, hectares burnt. Yeah, no, it's, I think 2 weeks ago, New South Wales was finally declared that every single fire was out. I think that was a couple of weeks back. CME is a major derivatives trading market in the US. They're closing their trading floor, physical location, not their trading platform. Aha. Okay, right. Gotcha. The derivatives market. You're going to come and guts are there. Yeah, a bunch of half-finished projects if you're quarantined. Yep. Yeah, I can... Well, see, the thing, I'm not going to be quarantined at home. Like, maybe if I got the virus, like, I shouldn't come here. Like, maybe if I got the virus, I might have to be quarantined at home. But then again, the family's at home, so I'd have to go somewhere else. So, and we do have plans for that. When's a good time to buy a house? Not now, Bob. As I said before, do not buy a house now. Do not buy. Library will eventually do live streams, but not at the moment. Yeah, do not buy a house or property at the moment. Nope. Because the market is in the... because, like, even though the prices in my suburb here are down 18%, right? Technically, it's crashed here. The median price in my suburb is down by 18% from its all-time high. But where people are going to be losing their jobs. There's so many companies that are going out of business, and lots of small businesses, especially in the service industry, have to close. And this all means that people will have to liquidate, often liquidate, their investment properties. You know, they'll do whatever they can to keep the house they live in, of course, but they'll have to, you know, they'll have to sell their investment properties for anything they can get, and they'll might have to do it in a hurry, and that's going to force prices down, and there's going to be a drop. There has to be. There can't be zero flow-on effects to the property market here. It's impossible. Can't be. So yeah, give it 6-9 months. Easy. Does a UV torch help sterilizing surfaces? You need a lot of UV, I believe, Thomas. You need a lot. But yes, it does. It does work. You can sterilize water with UV. It's a known technique for sterilizing water, but you really need quite a high concentration, quite a high dosage. Keedle, there's nothing left to burn for next year's fires. There's literally nothing left to burn. There's nothing left. The problem is, as I mentioned before, because our winters are getting shorter due to global warming, our winters are now, like, officially, according to the Bureau of Meteorology, our winters are now 1 month shorter However they define winter is now 1 month shorter, and our summers are 1 month longer. So, and the fireys just came out like 5 days ago or something. I saw them on the news or whatever. They're saying, look, this coming winter, we may have like literally a 2-week window where we can do safe backburning. Like, because a lot of the recent fires in the big thing were started by backburning. It was, backburning got out of control. It's just like they had to try to do that to stop it. And unfortunately, they got out of control. And that's just the nature of doing backburning during such a crisis time. And that's the problem. That's why they couldn't do a lot of backburning the previous year, is because our winters are getting shorter. And they do all their backburning. You've got to get the right conditions. It's not just in winter. It's got to be the right conditions on the day. And we're just getting fewer and fewer days every year that are conducive, that are safe for safe backburning. And yeah, and we've got a shit load of, acreage, hectares to backburn. It's just like Australia's a big country. So yeah, unfortunately, but there's nothing left to burn in most places here on the East Coast. Yeah, you're looking to buy in 1-2 years, Bob. Yeah, no, I think you'll be sweet. Yeah, the shake-up of the stock market's going to take a couple of years to recover. There's a lot of businesses going to be going under in the next year. Guaranteed. And if there's guaranteed to be a global recession, I think that's all but a certainty. Whether or not there's a global depression depends how you define it. But, you'd put decent money on that sort of happening or getting close to it. People are going to be in a lot of financial strife, which means that they'll be forced to sell assets. Which is the same reason why, say, like gold shares are dropping at the moment. I think somebody asked me this on Twitter, like why did gold didn't go down the other day, right? Gold can actually drop a bit, right? It's because people who've made money on gold stocks recently, and gold as well, right? They've made some huge profits on those, right? Very handsome profits. When the stock market fell and they got a margin call, they had to come up with the cash, right? So they sell their good profiting overperforming assets like gold and gold stocks and other things that they've made money on. They're forced to sell those in a panic to pay for the margin calls for all their other investments that they're coming to guts are on. And that means that, the gold price is going to drop as a result. So, it happens, but it's only a temporary thing while, people have to meet margin calls. But it's going to recover very shortly, very, very quickly, like a day later or 2 days later or whatever, when there's a crisis like that. So, yeah, that's how it works. Oh, would you sell a new house now or keep it, Thomas? Well, don't sell the house you're living in unless you specifically have a reason to, like, downgrade or whatever. A tree change, sea change, or whatever it is. That's a common thing here. A lot of people sell up and then, go up the coast or whatever, or go out to the mountains. Don't sell the house you're in. Just bunker down and hoard your cash. But if you've got investment properties, you can argue whether or not you should sell your investment property now. If if it's still giving a good return or whatever, then you probably might not, right? It depends on your financial position. It really does. If you're overextended with debt, I'd definitely, debt's not a good thing to have at the moment. Or too much debt. It's not a good thing to have at the moment. Happy ain't going to do anything. I don't see this having much effect on YouTube revenue. If anything, it could go up. Companies still have to keep going, and more people are at home. They're probably watching more YouTube. So who knows? It could even go up. I'd be surprised if YouTube revenue fell by any significant margin. Or they, might, because, companies are going under, maybe they're tightening their purse strings or whatever, but in general, I wouldn't expect it to happen. $25 a mask. Wally. It's a premium. A month ago, you could buy, a 15 pack for, $40 or whatever. Burn a cable, Vivid. Well done. Means you're learning. Anyway, confined to home quarantine. No, don't invest in Netflix. Don't invest in Netflix. Oh man, nah. They've got a lot of competition now, and they're hemorrhaging cash. Just spewing up the cash like there's no tomorrow. Trying to keep up. They're going to come a gutser. Backed by science. UVC LEDs. UVC torches. Just shine it on the doorknob before you touch it. Don't give my... I'm surprised if that's not happening already. Surprised, yeah. Backed by science. Yep. Posties are going to be asking questions when they deliver so they know to just leave the parcel at the door. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. Got a message from AliExpress seller. You can buy masks from them for 95 cents. Is that an N95? That's way too cheap. Who's screwed? I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what you're referring to. Did I say somebody's screwed? I've said that many times. Consider us the... Maybe, I don't know. Movies are there on Netflix. Like, there's dozens and dozens of them. I think I've seen them all now because I'm a bit of, I love a good post-apocalyptic movie, and there's just so many. Some of them are so bad. Oh, man. Some are pretty decent. But yeah, there's so many like post-apocalyptic or alien invasion movies or whatever. Like, there's so many of them. Yeah, we have FedEx here. I just had my FedEx guy. He delivered the Signet scope today. Formula One teams quarantine. Good. Oh, I think I tweeted. I can't remember the one I watched. That was so shitty. It was good. It was about this alien invasion thing, and there was this bunker in the US, like this. Hilarious. Oh man, yeah. So I've been enjoying some Amazon Prime slop recently. Big Clive said his skin smelled like burning bacon. Big Clive is on Library now. He just synced. I finally convinced him to sync his channel to Library. And he's going gangbusters. Australia is now considering banning... yeah, we follow US like there's no tomorrow. So yeah, if Trump... I haven't read... Like, I've only seen these headlines here. I only just saw them like at the start of this stream. And... How long have we been going for? Is it 2 hours yet? Have we been going for 2 hours yet? Because that's when YouTube cuts it off. Well, it doesn't cut it off, but it doesn't process properly. 6 million Australians to get immediate $750 coronavirus stimulus payments. There you go. Am I one of the 6 million? There's probably 6 million taxpayers in Australia. No, there's 12, is there? Yeah, I'm getting $750 from myself because I'm a taxpayer. It's like people think the money comes for free, Businesses, welfare recipients, and tourism. I'm a business. I guess I'm getting $750, am I? There you go. On government ben, including pensioners, unemployed, and those on family welfare. So the stimulus payment paid into bank accounts from March 31. Okay, it's not like a tax rebate. It's it's cash. It's a cash injection. Helicopter drop. Businesses with a turnover up to 500 million will also be able to write off purchases up to 150,000 now. Wow. Wow. That's huge. Like who was it? No, it wasn't Rudd. Yeah, was it Rudd? Kevin Rudd, I think, bought in the $20,000. Who was it who bought in the $20,000 limit? Someone's going to jump into the comments. Yeah, they were anything below 20,000 you could instantly write off on your business. And then they've increased it to 30,000 recently. Now they're going to increase it to 150,000. Wow. Wow, a shop fit out. Yeah, like a truck shop fit out. Wow, that's a huge increase. Wow. Up to 120,000 apprentices will also be getting support payments to keep them employed. Small and medium businesses have access to grants up to 25. Doesn't matter, I can get a grant from PayPal. Every time I log into PayPal, you can get a $100,000 loan from PayPal based on your amount of money that you get, income you have. Oh, it bugs me every time. Tourism operators will share a $1 billion fund that will waive marine and national park fees. Wow. Identify alternative export markets. Wow. Wow. This absolute tool. Oh, yeah, we realise it's a pandemic now. No shit, Sherlock. What a doofus. Should have said it a month ago. Even Stevie Wonder could see it a month ago. Reserve Bank is expected to cut interest rates to a novel record low of 0.25% in April. Wow. Yeah, they're going for the bloody cash ban here. They want negative interest rates here, and they want the cash ban so that people can't take money out and spend the cash. Bastards. Yeah. Yeah, it was Rudd, was it, Leon? Yeah, I thought it was Rudd. My daughter is going to spend a $750 on a new washing machine, locally bought. Bogans will upgrade their TVs. Yeah, Bogans will buy a new 7. You can buy a 65-incher for $750, can't you? Or less. Yep. Yep. No, if you're smart, you don't go out and spend it. But then again, that's you need the velocity of currency to keep the economy going. So yeah, but obviously I can't convince everyone, but maybe I can convince a few people here. Hoard your cash. I'm telling you, you'll thank me. Hoard your cash. Don't go out and buy your new TV with your $750 bonus. Have I ever used pawpaw cream? Soldering and paper cut burns. Yes, we've got pawpaw cream at home. Can't remember the last time I used it. I used it for something. But yeah, I've used pawpaw cream. Pandemic, you don't say. No shit, Sherlock, yeah. Yeah, everything's getting banned. Yep. And some people are saying that I'm fear-mongering and everything. I'm just stating facts about what's happening in the, what's happening. I can't stop it. It's not me. Yeah, but yeah, no, the arse covering mode will kick in. It has kicked in today because the WHO have declared it as officially a pandemic. As I said, that's a trigger threshold level where governments, schools, organizations, and events organizers and stuff like that will start shutting stuff down. It's just what's going to happen. You're going to have to deal, whether or not you think that is you can think it's the most idiotic idea in history. It doesn't matter. You've got to deal with it. Everyone's going to be hit by this. What's the potential like for brand new non-sync channels on Library? Thinking of starting one. Much better than YouTube. It's not. Library's not better than YouTube. No, it's not. I still have not done a video on actually comparing my income on Library, adjusted for number of subscribers and views, of course, scaled, to see whether or not I earn more on Library than YouTube. It wouldn't surprise me if I'm actually earning more per view now on Library than I'm earning on YouTube. That wouldn't surprise me at all. It may be a lot more. I think I may be surprised by that result when I actually run the numbers. It requires some effort to run the numbers. So it's not something I can rattle off the top of my head. I wouldn't run a non-synced channel on Library. I mean, well, obviously if you've got no audience, no existing audience, just start both. Have a channel on YouTube. You know, YouTube's fine. It's still where the market is, okay? But the growth on my Library channel is phenomenal. I'm the fifth biggest channel in the world. And I think the growth, like daily growth, is matching or exceeding YouTube on some days. It's going fantastically. That's why it's my top crypto pick for 2020. I've done a video on this on my second channel here. Watch it, where I run through the reasons why. They aren't even subject to banking laws. No, I don't think they are. PayPal are a world unto themselves. Yeah, JB Hi-Fi will be happy. Yeah. Yeah, how many high-def TVs got bought with Rudd's $900 injection back in the day? Yeah, I remember that. That was, thank you, professional engineer. Yeah, I remember that. What was that for? What was that $900 injection for? But yeah, everyone was going and buying big TVs. JB Hi-Fi's like share price doubled or something. It was like... True Bogan would buy a better engine for their Ford or Commodore. Yeah. Or $7.50 worth of beer. That's great. Hey, Aussie Prepper, I got a tip for you about toilet paper. If you're after toilet paper on special, don't try and buy ordinary dunny rolls. Try and buy the commercial stuff. Like the commercial, like it comes have like a lot of businesses and stuff like that. A lot of public dunnies and stuff will have like the large toilet rolls like this. They're like big, like I'm not sure of the diameter, like probably like 300 millimeters diameter or something. And they've got like hundreds of meters of dunny roll on them. And what's a regular dunny roll? 50 meters? I don't know. These have got like many hundreds of. And buy the big commercial ones. You might still be able to get those, and you might be able to like, and they're cheap as chips in bulk normally. I don't know if there's been any gouging on those, but yeah, if you want, you know, yeah, it won't fit on your regular roll holder, but if you're desperate for toilet paper, go looking for the commercial. And I'm not sure what they're called. It's probably got a standard name for a large commercial dunny roll. But yeah, because they sell those in bulk. Like I don't think you can probably buy like one roll. I think even Officeworks carry them. I think even Officeworks might have them. But they're probably sold out at Officeworks. But anyway. Library's picking up, yeah. It's Library's still, sorry, yeah, get back to it. Library's still got a lot to go. I mean, it doesn't have nested comments and things like that. I think probably two of the big things it needs right now are nested comments and transcoding for different video sizes, because I uploaded a raw video, like my standard rendered video. It was like a 4-minute video. I uploaded it. It was like 700 meg. It almost crashed their system. Like it was, so they had to do, if you go look to the guide, since then, they fixed it for me, and they re-encoded it, and I re-uploaded it to 100 meg or whatever, and it plays fine now. But it was such a high bit rate that their system just couldn't handle. It was like buffering and screwing up their system completely. So they used mine as an example to write their, they've now got a page where they recommend like maximum, like encoding methods using Handbrake and stuff like that. So yeah, but they're working on that. They're working on having transcoding when you upload, so it's an optimal bit rate. But now at the moment, if people are just watching on their phone, they've got to download the full 1080p or whatever it is you uploaded it at, or whatever it is you copied across from YouTube at. So yeah, that's a problem. So they need transcoding and nested comments, and then I'd be happy if they got that. Like email notifications are working. Yeah. Yeah, there is a buffering problem where you get stuttering of the video and stuff like that, but that's to do with how people encode it and how many people have seeded that video and all sorts of things. It's only going to get better. No, but it's great at the moment. Really like it, even with those issues. How easy is it to do your accountancy, tax, super as a YouTuber? It's easy because I pay someone to do it. I pay someone a lot of money to do it. It costs me about $5,000 a year in accounting fees to get my accountancy and tax done. That doesn't include super. It cost me another $1,000 to get my super done because I've got my own self-managed super fund. So it cost me about $5,000 a year because you would not believe the amount of transactions that I have being in the business that I am. It's insane. I'm one of their bigger customers. And yeah, I have a person who at the company there who takes care of my account, and yeah, it's about $5,000 a year. It's not cheap. I can remember 5 years ago when I went to a proprietary limited business. It started out being $2,500, $2,000 a year or something like that, and as business has expanded, it's just gotten more and more because they charge me per hour. It's not a fixed thing. Depends on what stuff they have to do. So yeah, because I import stuff. I do a lot of importing and stuff. So yep, yeah, I pay $5,000 a year just in accounting fees. $80 grits good for Klingons. Gone are the days of newspaper squares on a nail in the outdoor dunny. Yep. DigiKey packaging would make great toy. I think it might, Paul. The DigiKey corrugated packaging would make great toilet paper. Dave, are you actually going to move back to the old lab, Edward? Yes, I am. And if you go over to my library channel, you can see an exclusive video on that. But since then, I have decided to move back in. I am posting photos that I am moving back in. And yes, I'm moving back in. Slowly. And I'm currently advertising the space I'm in now. I am advertising this space for someone to take over my lease here. If I can find someone to take over my lease, then I'll have to move everything over in a hurry. If I can't, I'm stuck here for another 6 months paying rent here. So yeah, I think I've resigned myself to the fact that I've got to pay for another 6 months here. So I couldn't rent out the other place for 6 months. It just wasn't going to happen. Oh, I don't know about music rights. Sorry, Dedex. 2008 market crash, Dave. What about the 2008 market crash? Did I? Thanks to Dave, public washrooms no longer have toilet paper. Yeah, I'm wondering when we're going to run out of toilet paper here in the building. Like when the cleaners run it. They claim they've got it. They claim they've got Dunny paper, but and they restock them every night. There's three new toilet rolls in every cubicle. I expect people to go around stealing them. It's going to happen. Yeah, it's quite a challenge, but if you do it at the upload stage, then it's uploaded and then it's seeded, and that's yeah. But they say they're working on it. They say the next thing they're going to add is transcoding, so they've got a way to do it. Yeah. The toilet paper industry might experience similar effects as the GPU graphics card vendors after the crypto bubble burst. Yeah, yes, they will. I do actually have inside information on that, and yes, they're going to be hit hard in several months' time. So, yep. Oh, I'm going to do... No, I'm going to do another alkaline battery leakage video. Thanks for reminding me, Edward. That might be next week's... I'll definitely try and start that next week. I've got a whole bunch of different brand alkalines, and I'm going to restart it, and I'm going to drain them to like 80% and then leave them there, because I believe from a chemical point of view, that's where the leakage starts happening, when the batteries are almost depleted. So I'm going to deplete them like 9. I'm going to do control ones. Like, I'm not going to put them in series anymore. So I'll probably have like one's full, one's half full, one's got 10% left, one is completely discharged, and I'll do like, 4 different ones and of different brands. And then, yeah, so I won't put a load on them. I'll just leave them like, in various states of discharge. So yeah, I'm going to do it that way. Yep. So I believe, yeah, like if you discharge them like 80-90%, that's when they start to build up the gases inside, and they expand, and the pressure seals break, and then they spew their guts out. So yeah, I'm hoping that'll do it. Which office location has better dumpster diving? They're in the same location, same dumpster, Michael. They're in the same part of the park that share the same dumpster. Oh, 2008 was the Rudd stimulus package. Okay, right. Yep. Right. After the global financial crisis. Yes, of course, off-grid. Yeah, that's right. Forgot about that. Jeez, was it that long ago that Ruddy was in? Wow. Then we had Gillard. Whatever happened to Gillard? Never heard from her again. She vanished from public life. If you guys don't know, if you Yanks don't know, we had, you guys are desperately waiting for your first female Prime Minister. Ha! Sorry, female president. Ha! Not only did we have a female Prime Minister, we had a female redhead Ranger. We had a female Ranger. Worse than that, we had a female red-headed Ranger atheist Prime Minister. Winner. She wasn't any good, but all she had to do was like be like a lesbian or something. It would have ticked every box, And yeah, so technically we had a first bloke. He was actually called the first bloke. Not the first lady. It's like, no, he was the first bloke. So yeah, we actually had a female red-headed atheist Prime Minister. There you go. Ah, you guys, everyone's head would explode in the US if that happened. People would lose their shit. They'd really need their toilet paper. Yeah, just change your elimination habits to just before you have a shower, like, yeah. It's easy. Yeah, 5K is pretty good for your scale of business. Yeah, it's I believe it's fairly common for the amount of paperwork that my business generates. Hard to convince friends in a new business to spend $800 on an accountant that sets up the business and manages the taxes. Nah, you gotta, I mean, it was much cheaper when I was doing my own taxes and I was a sole trader, of course, but then I decided to move to a proprietary limited company. And yeah, I think my first bill was first year of doing a proprietary limited company. It was like $2,000, $2,500, something like that. And he said that's what it would be roughly, and it was. He was pretty close to the mark. And then I got sort of like semi-audited one year, and then of course they have to spend their time working with the tax department. So my next bill was like $4,000 or something, and now it's like up to $5,000. Oh, I don't know about component global shortage, Noodle. I don't know. I'd be stacking at whatever project you've got. If you've got a project in the pipeline, be buying reels of components now. Like, think ahead. If you're planning to do a run of 1,000 units now or something, for example, buy 5,000 of every part. Like, make the sacrifice now. Guildford. Kevin 07. That's right. Yeah, of course. Kevin 07. That's right. Jeez. I can't believe that's 13 years ago. I cannot believe that's the Kevin 07 t-shirts. I haven't heard from Gillard. I as far as I don't listen. I don't watch much news anyway. Yes, per Hoffman Olsen, yes, people can actually die in the bathtub with poor isolated charges. Yes, it is a thing. I actually had a company contact me once. It was a lawyer in the US or something. They wanted me to be like an expert witness on a case where somebody died in this particular manner. They wanted me to be an expert witness on it because I've done a video on... I guess they found me through the video I made on cheap-ass, mains isolated plug packs and how they're a safety hazard and things like that. Yeah, it's certainly possible. It's due to the poor isolation on the... Yep. So, no, it can certainly happen. If these, 50-cent charges, you get them for $1 delivered on eBay. There's a reason you get it for $1 delivered. Yeah, so I did tear downs. I turned down that. You don't want to be a... Trust me, you don't want to be a expert witness. It's just suck your life away. It's not worth the money. Playing Ebola tag. She popped up recently, did she? Yes, we did. We did vote for Gillard. I've had this argument with someone before. We did vote for Gillard. Philzix, yes, she got in originally when she first became Prime Minister. No, she wasn't elected. But then we had an election like 6 months later or something after, and she was re-elected. So she was elected by the people. It did actually happen. Go and check your history. If I argue with someone about this before, oh, we didn't elect Gillard. Yes, we did. Oh, imagine a black female president in the US. Oprah could win it. Seriously, if Oprah ran for president, she'd probably win. Seriously. Like, I am not kidding. Be kind to us rangers. The end of the world. Is this about Tom Hanks? Yeah, it could be. Yeah, we just found out in the middle of this stream that Tom Hanks, yeah, and his wife got it. Does anyone know? Can please anyone confirm, did Tom Hanks pick it up here or did he bring it in, or don't they know yet? Because I think vast majority of cases here, it's been people coming in from Iran, China, and Italy. You've built 5,000 that you can't ship. You still be able to ship them. Yeah, Bob, I saw Weird Al live. Wouldn't have been 2007, I don't know. Oh, no, I can remember when. Mrs. EV blog was pregnant with Sagan at the time. So Sagan's 8. So it would have been like 8, almost 9. It would have been maybe 9 years ago. I saw Weird Al live. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Because I can remember because she was worried about going to the concert because she was pregnant, like very pregnant. And she was worried about all the loud music, so she's like covering up, trying to, but it wasn't that loud. Yeah, I can remember that. That's right. Yeah, Weird Al's great. Huge Weird Al fan. I missed his last tour here, the Mandatory Fun Tour. So pissed I missed it because we had already organised because it was in January, and we always organised 6 months ahead our extended family holiday over January, and we had already booked 6 months before, and it was on the same day. I wasn't going to be here, and I think I missed it. He also did Byron Bay or somewhere up there where we were, and we missed that as well. The dates didn't line up. I was really pissed. Oprah is a Democrat. Okay, she's not going to win then. Oh man, the Democrats. Wow. I've never seen a party so self-destruct. They self-immolated. Oh. Yeah, I'm serious, Mr. Radio Gypsy. I'm serious. She would win. If she ran, she would win. I am not kidding. I'm not because it has nothing to do with whatever views she has. I have no idea what her policies or views would be. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Her brand recognition in America is so much, she would stand a very good chance of winning. Yep. Yep. She really would. No one cares about that, Hamish. No one cares. Everyone knows, oh, Oprah, I'll vote for Oprah. Sheeple. Yeah, Steve Wozniak, the Woz put his foot in his mouth, didn't he? It's a wonder he didn't get foot and mouth disease. Seeing people live in concert is a thing of the past now. Unfortunately, you're right. For the foreseeable future. The Chinese China travel ban, I don't know, off-grid. What happened to Chinese students? Last I heard, there were 100,000 Chinese students ready to come back into the country, but they kept extending the ban. I don't know. David 2's doing fine. Roland is now working for himself. UHF, the vidiot from UHF. Nah, people don't get me to fix things. Very occasionally. I think he picked it up at the hotel. That's interesting. He must not have good personal hygiene habits. You know. But that's kind of bad luck, isn't it? Yeah, if you go to the hotel where there was another case or something. But then again, they should have disinfected the hotel. Oh, Trump's going to win 2020 hands down. If you think Trump's going to lose 2020, doesn't matter what you think of him, doesn't matter what your politics, you don't even have to like him. If you think he's not going to win 2020, you are delusional. Democrats have nothing. There's nothing. There's an old man with dementia going up against a socialist who's already lost, and no one's going to elect a socialist in the US. It's a geriatric shit show. Unbelievable. They've just self-imploded. Absolutely self-imploded. And no, Trump's going to... You either know nothing about the system and politics, or you haven't been watching, or you're so delusional if you think that Trump's going to lose 2020. You're just just resign yourself to the fact now that he's going to win 2020. Oh, it's going to Biden. If he goes up against Trump, he's going to get demolished. It's going to be the worst embarrassment since... it's going to be the biggest thumping... Trumping? Ha! I'm here all week. It's going to be the biggest trumping since... who went up against Reagan? Or... was it Reagan at the time? Who went up against... no, even Nixon. Even back then. Who went up against Nixon? I can't remember the dude's name, but he lost, it was the biggest defeat in history when Nixon got re-elected, I think it was. I think it was when he got re-elected, not elected the first time. But yeah, it's going to be an absolute thumping. Yeah, the orange turd. The orange turd's going to win. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. Dems have less than nothing. Yeah, they're so embarrassing. Wow. Yeah, they just throw rocks at each other on stage. Yeah. Oh, man. And Trump's the spring chicken of them. You think Trump's old? He's a spring chicken. Oh, Biden, man. Oh. He's just he's just a puppet. The reason that he's going to get the nomination is because they don't want Sanders. The Democrats don't want Sanders. They deliberately don't want a socialist because he's going to lose more than Biden will. But Biden is so, wow, can't even string a sentence together. It's sad. The guy shouldn't be running. He's not medically capable of running for the presidency, let alone actually holding the office for 4 years, let alone 8 for a potential second term. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Anyway, yep. Might have to wait, yeah, because there's a good chance the Democrat vice presidential nomination will get in, but by the time the election comes around, it's like it's a very good chance. Or even if there was the remotest possibility in all of probability that Biden won, for example, beat Trump for some reason, then yeah, there's a good chance that the vice president would have to take over because. Anything to say about Pelosi tearing up the State of the Union address? What a total dick. Wow. Like, she must not have a single brain cell. What went through her brain to think? The optics of doing that, the political optics of doing that would in any way be a win in any measure. Like, how stupid and delusional must you think that would have been, that you were going to come out of that smelling like roses? Wow. Wow. Yep. I just... They can easily rig the election, you reckon, off-grid. Get those voting machines. Nah, Trump's going to be a shoo-in. Trump will have to, he'd have to have a heart attack or drop out for some other reason or die or something, before if he's going to lose. That's the only way. That's the only way. Something would have to happen to him. There's no other way he's going to lose. I didn't know Biden had a YouTube channel. Yeah, daily. They're self-embarrassing. I don't understand how they can be so... They've gone so extreme left-wing. And, and Bernie, his own party. Oh, my goodness. His own party. Just filled with, like, Nazis and left-wing extreme nut jobs. Unbelievable. Such a wuss. Bernie's one of the biggest wusses in human history. Wow. Hasn't got the balls to stand up to anyone. So, yep, the Dems were smart for pushing Biden there. 'Cause even that geriatric old man, he shouldn't even be running. Shouldn't even be medically running for the presidency. Neither should Bernie, by the way. He's just had a heart attack, didn't he? Somewhere Biden already said something. I'm an old man, I might die in office. Yeah. She was probably drunk. She might have been. She might have been on the joy juice. Biden's running mate will be Hillary Clinton. Watch. That probably wouldn't surprise. Oh, guys, it's 10-7. Okay, I'm going to give it 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes, then we're out of here. How long have we been going? Does anyone know? It's been over 2 hours, right? It's probably been over 2 hours. Trump may have the virus, so everyone else has got it. I love how the UK, one of the UK health ministers, they got multiple ministers. One of the UK health ministers got it. It's great. and it's so ironic. You gotta laugh. You're dreaming. She was right to do it. It completely ruined Trump's narrative at that moment. No, it didn't. Oh my God. She lost big time by doing that. See ya. Gillard was a wuss. I don't know. She was so short. I don't remember much about her prime ministership at all. I think I tuned out. I just, didn't care. Oh, what do you think the chances are that manufacturers will stop putting all their supplier eggs in one basket? Yeah, they're already making plans. I mean, every country, every manufacturer is going to be making plans in those regards. This has been a big shock to them. Shouldn't have been, because it's obvious if you studied your risk management or whatever. It's obvious that something like this could have happened, and the supply chain shock is a natural consequence of that. I said that on the Amp Hour the other week, and it's just the way it is. Yeah, the Iranian Minister of Health. Yeah, he was coughing and spluttering all over. He's doing a news conference. He's like, there's nothing wrong with the coronavirus. And he's got a fever and he's sweating, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious. And he had it. Thanks to the BM235. Sonny's loving it. Greetings from Corona-free Wollongong. No worries. Ableski. Oh, yeah, the sexism and misogyny speech. Yeah. Yeah, that's about the only thing I remember. Oh, the Raiden 6006 power supply. Yeah, it's a very lots of bang per buck there. I've got another one. This one turned up in the mailbag. I've had the mailbag there for like a week now. It's like a real high current jobby. It's like 1500 watts or something. It's absolutely enormous. It comes with a little remote user interface thing, apparently. I haven't powered it up yet, but it came in the mailbag and I've got it sitting there. I'm in the process of going through one by one, talking about each individual mailbag segment. But yeah, that's coming. So it's kind of a similar thing. That was one of the best State of the Union addresses I have heard. I didn't listen to it. I only saw snippets here and there. But the previous one was hilarious, where Trump he just rolled him. He got all of the, female Democrats to all stand up and chant USA, USA, and they took the bait. What a bunch of fools. Oh, man. It was like a Trump rally. The guy's clever. The guy knows what he's doing. He really knows how to rile, manipulate people. He's really good at it. People underestimate Trump. He's really good. People underestimate him. People think that because he usually can't string two words together. But yeah, don't underestimate. He's one. He knows how to play the game. Knows how to manipulate. Yeah. No, I'm not a cheese eater. The only cheese I'd ever eat is on pizza. No, blue molded cheese. What? No. Doesn't sound good. Reagan. It's the Holy Grail. Reagan's the It's the Democrat demigod. 7 infected, schools are closed. Yeah. Yep. I totally expect I'd be stunned if we get to the end of this month and Sagan school's not closed. I'd be very surprised. Yeah, it's say what you want, Paul. Everyone, say what you want about Trump. He is the most entertaining US president in history by an order of magnitude. I mean, you know, if you thought Bush was hilarious, like Trump is just, I mean, seriously, the media, it doesn't matter what side of the fence the media is on, they all even if they hate Trump, they secretly want him to be re-elected because he's the only thing that drives their headlines. They, seriously, I can guarantee you they do. They would feel, yeah, it might be, it would be huge news if Trump lost the next election, for example. It would be huge news and they'd be crowing about it, all the Democratic media, all the lefty media and everything. They'd be going absolutely nuts. And then a week later, once all the euphoria's died down, they go, oh, shit, what do we report about now? This is boring. They'd still be reporting about what Trump is tweeting because that's the only thing they'd have. They wouldn't have anything else. So secretly, I guarantee you, they all want him. Deep down, subconsciously, they all want him to be re-elected so that they can have their clickbait headlines again, for another 4 years. I guarantee it. Oh, Trump is hilarious. Like he's actually. He's quite a persuasive speaker as well. This is why he won. This is why he actually won previously. People underestimate his ability to persuade people. He's actually, he can't string 2 words together, but on average, overall, he is very persuasive in the way he talks. This is why he gets so many to his rallies and stuff like that. He's actually, if you actually listen to him, he's actually, when you just ignore the way he speaks and listen to the way he's kind of, manipulating things, the way he'll have self-deprecating humor and all the other stuff. He's very convincing. And this is why a lot of people, and this is why, and of course, he's just going to Trump in the next election. I'm here all week. So he's just going to run it in. Yeah, on a certain level, Trump is a genius in terms of persuasive skills. That's why he won the last election. He's so good at it. And if you haven't realized that, then you really haven't listened to him talk for any extended length of time. But yeah, he's one of the I don't know who's more gaffe prone, Trump or Bush, but anyway, yep. Yeah, Trump has been the best things for ratings since literally forever. Literally forever. Yep. Even the news execs, they admit it, do they? Yeah, of course they would. Yeah, because it's true. It's demonstrably true. Yeah. Yep. He has no fuck to give. Trump has no fuck to give to everyone. That's what makes him so funny. Yeah, and super personable. Yeah, super personable. And that's why he's winning people over. Yep. Yeah, he changes the whole room. Yeah, classic confidence man, aka con man. Yeah, but that's what you need to get yourself the presidency, right? And hold it. Yep. Speak with confidence. Yep. Yeah, you could almost argue like Obama was very good at a prompter, right? He was very good at reading the teleprompter. He was very skilled at that. But I think Trump's probably better because Trump can go off script, whereas I don't think Obama ever went off script, did he? But I think he's at least the equal of Obama in reading the prompter, reading the teleprompter, and he can just go off script and then come back. And I think he deserves a lot more credit on that than people give him. I don't think he probably gets enough credit on that. But anyway, yeah, love him or hate him, it doesn't matter. You can't. Some things are just demonstrably true. And yes, dinner time. Thank you, Tom. Yep, got to go home to the family. Yep, I'm out of here. Thanks everyone. Winner chicken dinner. It might be. I think Thursday night might be chicken night. Could be. I think it is. He's only funny if you enjoy watching the world burn. Well, he's still funny. It's just a demonstrable fact. He's hilarious. ScoMo's address live now. Oh yeah, I'm rushing home to watch the ScoMo address. Yeah, sure. No, going home and watch the footy. Footy's on tonight. Yep. Yep. All right. Yep. See you guys. Can't stick around for any longer. All right. Thanks for joining me. Catch you next time.